It's the fake news weather report, alarmist style. There's a lot of stuff to get our panties in a bunch about here. I know it might look pretty routine, but it's not. It's gonna be frightening, and we're gonna tell you why. We got an atmospheric river. We got a anticyclonic monsoon season. And we have some stuff that the radar won't show you going on in the Atlantic Ocean. So let's have a closer look. This look, by the way, is brought to you thanks to AccuWeather.com's U.S. National Doppler Radar. As we switch to a different view, I would remind you to please like and subscribe our videos as we are expanding. Please visit our Minds page at www.minds.com/smashomash. We've just gotten over 500 subscribers there, and our next goal is 250,000 views. So we got about 210,000 views right now. We're going to be moving that up to 250,000 as we go to 600, 700, 800 subscribers. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. Now this is the NASA shortwave satellite animation here because it's pre-dawn, so the visible will not show us what's going on in the cloud layer. Out here you see this anticyclonic pattern. So if you're in these areas and it's not raining where you are, that means you're probably in some kind of a high pressure mode. Now, I know there's not a lot of swamps in that area. Don't get in the swamp because this thing will push you into the ground. Also, if you notice a very high pressure on your barometer, please crack your freezer door because these kind of systems may be creating reverse hail, which will suck the ice cubes right out of your freezer. Okay? Nobody wants that. Frightening as hell. Now, next on our list, we got the atmospheric river, and it's being held in place, ushered in place by some dry air coming out of the Atlantic. Looking crazy, and some dry air down here. And that's the jet stream, baby. The jet stream is all about what's happening here. That's too much drawing, so let's get rid of that crap. And let's look at the water vapor image so we get a clearer understanding of what is occurring in the upper atmosphere. All right, so let's zoom out a little bit here. All right, so you can see about where the jet stream's going to be coming in. The jet stream's going to be going like this. A meridional flow of the jet stream, which is creating a bunch of which is holding dry air here and dry air here, and those are ushering in this atmospheric river, which is coming up like this. Let's not get too graphic now, right? So basically what's going on is the headwaters of your atmospheric river are down here in the Caribbean. And then here you've got the main part of the atmospheric river. And then up here, you've got, what amounts to an atmospheric lake. So stay the hell away from that. Now, there's some crazy stuff coming off of the ocean. Look at this crazy rotating dry air here. Now, we want you to know that if you're on a boat in this area where the pressure is low, and you're going to get hit by this high pressure stuff rolling in, it's probably going to shove you down into the water. I recommend having your scuba gear ready because until that thing passes, it's just going to shove you down. Once it gets to shore, it's going to bash into South Carolina. It's going to bash in right there. And at the same time, we got some dry air mixed into the monsoon area over here. Let's go have a look at that. That's the wrong close-up, folks. Basically what you have is you have some sort of a boxing match going on here. You've got this moist air and this moist air has it in for this dry air here. See that dry air? As it's trying to stab its way through New Mexico there. See what it's trying to do? It's trying to stab its way through there, right? Well, that wet air is not having any part of it. That wet air is just bludgeoning and punching and kicking that dry air. But it's still stabbing its way through there. So let's keep an eye on that one and see whether the dry air or the wet air wins. It's very exciting stuff. All right. Now, let's have a close-up of the Atlantic here. This crazy dry air. Look at that rotational dry air there. Whoo, boy. I mean, if you're in front of that, you're going to get pushed down into the water. End of story. Get a breathing device, because a flotation device ain't going to work. That thing is just going to plow into you. It's going to bludgeon you, push you down into the water. So, I would get out of that area if I were you. And also up here, okay? That's up in this area here. Do not get on a boat with any hunks. Not Mark Wahlberg, not George Clooney. No hunks. Stay off boats with hunks in that area. There's a massive pressure gradient, and who knows what'll happen. But seeing a hunk drown is not the last thing you want to do with your life. Finally, let's have a look at a little larger view, because we have another round of a battle royale going on in the North Atlantic. Look at this spike down. Kapow! I mean, this is like, this dry air is getting pitted, so pitted. I mean, it's the best tubes ever, dude. It just comes down here, said bah, and then it drops in, said bah, just bah. And then it's like, hey, wet air, I'm going to just sandwich you against this dry air over here. Ha ha. Look at that. That's the battle zone right there. X marks the spot. That's where the final countdown will occur. And meanwhile, we have this crazy dry air coming across the Atlantic, just rolling across the Atlantic like a steamroller. And it's just going to smash into South Carolina. It doesn't care. It's going like this. Bam! All right. Here ends today's fake news weather report, alarmist style. Now remember, on your way home, if you're driving, don't drink. And if you drink, don't get pressed down by high pressure into the Atlantic Ocean.